Sri, can you run us through what you've learned around Goldman Sachs, please, sir?
Yes, John. We just had a story today on how Goldman Sachs paid well over $12 million to a veteran executive who, on the way out, complained about a culture of sexism at the bank. That is interesting because we rarely get a peek into a settlement like that, and we rarely get a complaint for someone as senior as that in the industry. To make it into the Goldman partnership is extremely rare. To be willing to then air your ugliest experiences is rarer still. Of course, this was an internal complaint. There were settlements and a non-disclosure agreement, so none of this is public. But based on what we have now, it does seem that the sum was willing to settle for a pretty significant amount, a high eight-figure payout to make sure some of these embarrassing details did not come out. It included stuff about lewd and ugly and vulgar dismissive remarks made by senior managers at the firm, allegations of pay disparity, and even lack of promotion for women. Taken together, clearly there was a recipe for something that was not going to look good for Goldman Sachs, and they decided to move ahead and make sure that they could bury the complaint and it never became public.
What's the significance, Sri, of this coming out now in terms of either a culture shift or exposing what's been going on as some of the lip service is paid to a culture shift?
And that's important, Lisa, because when this happened, as we understand, this was 2 years ago in 2020. Most of the incidents described in the complaint were from 2018 and 2019. So this is not from some prehistoric era on Wall Street. This was all pretty recent. And if you look at some of the complaints there, the way the allegations are made here about how women were treated, critiquing their weight and looks, suggesting fitness regimens, comparing them to flight crew in gender research meetings, tells you all is not well. And you can understand why that's problematic for a firm like Goldman Sachs for that to possibly come out when you are going out there, when you have a leadership team that, to their credit, has made diversity a key plank of their tenure. They have been wanting to tout their credentials on that front. And therefore, when you have something like this, that is a little troubling. Is it completely out of whack from what we've heard on Wall Street and the experience of women of Wall Street in the industry? Not true. Veterans of the industry are inured to such talk because they are pretty much used to it on a regular basis. But still, this settlement gives you a window into the price for secrecy, what a firm may be willing to pay to make sure such claims never become public.